Our story begins back in the early 80s when God called us to full-time service for Him. After our initial acceptance of His calling, God then told us to continue our ongoing work for Him until He gave us further guidance. During a weekend at Horizons in South Wales, one of the leaders there gave us the following word: "Your ministry will be like a Russian doll. Each layer will be revealed as I guide you forward. The first layer has already gone." Our first trip to Romania took place in May 1991 when we went with a team of 13 people to Bușteni and helped renovate the deplorable bathrooms in an orphanage. Shortly after this trip, we followed God's leading and gave up our paid jobs to work full-time for Romania. After working for 6 months with a charity in Yorkshire, we set up JARS with the help of 2 other men who later moved on to other things. The first few JARS trips were to Carei, and then God guided us to Sibiu, an ancient town in the centre of Romania. There we worked closely with an English couple who were helping poor families, but when their ministry changed, we began to go further east, to Iași. For several years we visited Iași, taking aid and volunteers to a Baptist church and undertaking various projects in the city. In 1995 we made our first contact with Colegiul Richard Wurmbrand, a Christian school whose work began in that year. Since then, some 20 years ago, we've kept up our contact with the school, and on one occasion JARS supporters provided a filled pencil case and sponge bag for each pupil in the school. In the late 90s, during a camp for around 40 young people from Iași, we became aware of a Romanian Christian charity called Hana, working in Rădăuți in northern Romania. Due to various circumstances and after much prayer, we followed God's leading and moved our main destination to Rădăuți. For the next several years we visited Rădăuți up to 5 times each year, taking practical aid which was distributed through Hana, and volunteers who were involved in many activities and projects. We also made contact with a gypsy village, Voivodeasa, where a Baptist church was started up in 1997 and ran several camps for the children over 4 or 5 summers. In 2006, God allowed us to move to Romania full-time, and we became more involved in the church and village of Voivodeasa, working closely with the people there, and particularly with one gypsy couple, Viorica and Petrica. Over 4 or 5 years, we were able to minister into this couple's lives, praying and discussing God's word, and encouraging each other through some very difficult times. Latterly, we went through the Alpha course with them to enable them to lead future courses in their village. Since living full-time in Romania, we have also run several summer camps in conjunction with Hana, and Sue has been teaching English voluntarily for the past 9 years. Around 3 or 4 years ago, our involvement in the Christian school in Iași began to grow, as Ian started to install and maintain 2 computer suites in the school. Sue was also kept busy, teaching English either alone or alongside other members of the English department whenever we were in Yash. As time went on, we began asking God how much involvement we should have in the ministry of the school, and as the number of our visits increased, so God showed us that He wants to change the emphasis of our work and take us back to Yash. From February next year, we will be employed voluntarily at the school, Ian as IT technician and Sue as part of the English staff. We are sure that God also has other plans for us in Yash, and as we move there in January, we are praying for His guidance to the right church and home, so that we can fulfill His will in this next layer of our ministry.